Good evening, my friends. We are live. This is Live Free or Die, alternative news media, only on your Manhattan Neighborhood Network, mnn.org. You can watch me live, worldwide, every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining me. I am your host, Eli King, and today we will be bringing you alternative news media, not the scumbag, lame, lying pieces of garbage, mainstream, you know who they are, bought and paid for scum. All right, first article on the agenda. This is from Breitbart.com. Obama blames U.S. for gun crime in Mexico, but no mention of Fast and Furious. President Obama told the Mexican people today that the United States is partly to blame for Mexico's drug violence because of all the illegal guns and gun smuggling. However, he did not mention the gun smuggling undertaken by his own administration under the Department of Justice, Operation Fast and Furious. Yes, people, I encourage you to check your local search engines and just type in Operation Fast and Furious or Operation Gunwalker, and you can see that ATF agents let, I don't know how many damn guns go into Mexico, and then they were later responsible for the deaths of Border Patrol agents and thousands of Mexican citizens. To blame our Second Amendment, essentially. You see, they're coming for the Second Amendment. And when they come for the second, they come for the first. They come for it all. They're coming for the fourth with the stop and frisk. So, you know, don't believe the hype about, it is because of the Second Amendment that there is gun crime and drug violence in Mexico. The simple fact is that, I wish I had the internet access. You can just look up CIA jet crashes with 10 tons of cocaine. Okay? We bring in the drugs, okay? And then we selectively arrest our competition, the people and the cartels who do not pay the taxes to the CIA and the New World Order or the Federal Reserve, whatever you want to call these bastards who have this criminal element who has taken over our government. And it's time we take our republic back. This nation is a republic for which it stands. A republic. Not a democracy, people. Look it up. Anyway, moving on to the next article. This is from the American Free Press. United Nations orders U.S. to repeal drug laws. Yes, global group tells Obama to crush laws passed by voters in Washington and Colorado. Those two states, in an unprecedented challenge to American sovereignty, the United Nations has ordered the American states of Colorado and Washington to repeal laws passed by popular referendum legalizing the use of marijuana, claiming that these violate American treaty obligations. So now, see, we already know that Obama takes orders from the United Nations, but now they're even pushing it a step further by demanding that he go in and start arresting and raiding these marijuana operations that are going on very freely in the states of Washington and Colorado. And because, like I said, I don't know if I said it before, but they have legalized marijuana recreationally. We have 19 other states who have legalized it medically, New Jersey being one of them, who just opened a marijuana dispensary about a couple of months ago, their first one. I congratulate them on that. And Governor Christie, even though he's a scumbag, I think, at times, he can do good things. But, you see, like I say, the whole drug war is a fraud. I have been saying this for weeks. the whole time I've been doing this show. The drugs, the illegal drugs, such as marijuana and cocaine or whatever, became illegal in the 1930s after Prohibition was ended. Did you know during Prohibition, when alcohol was illegal, drugs were still legal? How does this make sense? So then when they ended the ban on alcohol, they needed something else to put on the black market. So they put the drugs on the black market so that they can make money hand over fist and lock you up if they catch you using it and put you in their jails. The simple fact that marijuana is illegal in this country is ridiculous, because this country was funded on marijuana and hemp. The founders called it Indian hemp. Thomas Jefferson, in his writings, states how he loved to sit on his porch and smoke Indian hemp and just stare into the wilderness for hours. And George Washington has letters that he sent to his slaves on how to grow his crops of marijuana. He also has a prescription that his doctor gave him to smoke marijuana for his toothaches. And did you know the original draft of the Constitution was written on marijuana? You can make food out of marijuana. You can make clothes out of marijuana. You can make marijuana that does not make you high. Okay, you can use it for gas, food, all of that stuff. So being that marijuana is illegal is ridiculous, and I think it will be coming to an end very, very, very soon. And we must not allow the United Nations, that evil, satanic, communist organization who go around killing and eating and drinking little children's blood, to tell us what to do and try to abolish our Constitution, okay? They're coming for the Second Amendment. They're coming for it all. They are already training foreign troops on our soil for domestic insurrection, okay? The little stunt in Massachusetts they pulled, in the Waterloo, when they went door to door, basically searching everyone's house without a warrant, without even seeing a perpetrator entering the premises. You do not unlawfully violate Americans' Fourth Amendment, okay? This is where this country is going. And we need to open our eyes and say, no, you will not abolish my Constitution, you MSNBC, Fox News, CNN watching scumbags. You will not say my Constitution is archaic. Okay? It is not outdated. The founders knew what they were talking about. Okay? Guns are not a problem. Guns are used more in this country to deter crime than they are to commit crime. And on that note, we will move on to another article. This one is from listmy5.com by Good Self Me. It's titled American Companies for Gun Control. Did you realize you might be supporting gun control even if you think the Second Amendment is still valid for Americans? Yes, there are companies who are for gun control, and they give money to the powerful lobbyists who request their dollars to get the gun control laws passed. And these companies, I will name them for you. One is Costco. Yes, Costco is a China foundation, just in case you did not know that. You do now. China does not want Americans to have guns under the Constitution, and Costco apparently does not either, since it supports gun legislation. Of course China doesn't want us to have guns. They're already taking land domestically here with these Chinese economic zones that they run businesses tax-free on, and their media publicly states that we should abolish the Second Amendment. And I think the reason why is so when they invade, we as American people cannot defend ourselves. But anyway, another company, Toys R Us, also supports gun control. Toys R Us and Babies R Us supports gun legislation. With both money and their name, the company stands with the fact that they do not want Americans to have the right to bear arms. So let's start banning these companies like Toys R Us. Also, TGI Fridays is a chain, and perhaps where you live, you know about this chain. Just so that you are aware of the fact that TGI Friday supports gun legislation, this company does not want Americans to bear arms as well. So let's ban them. Red Robin is another company. They're also another fast food chain restaurant. AMC Theaters is another one who wants to ban guns and, wants door-to-door gun confiscation. All these companies. Oh, look, we got more companies from the same person. Another article from Good Self Me at listmy5.com. Companies against gun Companies against gun Second Amendment. More companies. This is ridiculous. Goodyear, the tire company. IKEA with their little cheap products. They don't like guns either. Staples, Jack in the Box. CVS. I never really shop at these places anyway. At least I try not to. And now I know why. It's like a feeling. I guess it's an intuition. Especially CVS. They give you no discounts. Goodyear's tires are too expensive, but they blow out. I mean, it just goes on and on. People, we are live. It is May 4th. If you want to give me a call, 212-860-3583. Once again, that number is 212-860-3583. If you have any news of your own, please chime in. All right. Moving on to seems like we have a caller. Caller. Caller, you are on the air.
Hey, man. I catch your show every week, every Saturday, and I always tell you that, I can't call everyone now and then and tell you you're doing such a good thing. The thing that you're talking about all these corporations and all that, I mean, I don't understand how Americans are not seeing as to how these fucking multi-million, billion-dollar companies are the root of all the evil in this. They're like all in it together, and they all want to be greedy and not share a piece of the pie with all of us. This whole shit about the guns, I love how at first they started saying, when they wrote the Constitution, they didn't expect people to have semi-automatic weapons and automatic weapons. Yeah, the Constitution was saying whatever weapons military has, people should have. So if military had machine guns back then the people would have had machine guns back then. They treat Americans like idiots. And you know why? Because Americans have been programmed to be stupid from God knows when with their reality TVs and they're fucking fluoride in the water. They have turned Americans into stupid sheep. And the few of us that are out there that are awake, the warriors of the true Americans, which I call ourselves, yourself as well, what can we do? That is the question. We all have this fire in us to start this revolution, to bring this country to what it was. Our forefathers are rolling in their graves right now, seeing what the country has turned into. And what can we do? We go on protests, we give speeches, but these people from their penthouses laugh at us. Something has to happen. We need direct action, and that's so difficult because how do we go against such a juggernaut, such a colossus, that this evil corporation and evil America and all this bullshit that our government lies to us and yada yada. I mean, it's so much. It's so fucking much. How can we do this? I mean, I don't expect you to spill ideas and beans over the TV because, obviously, they're going to be listening and watching, and they're going to, anything that's a danger to stopping them, they're going to end that real quick. The thing is, how do we get the people to come together and start something? It's just like every day I wake up and I'm like, God, I feel like I'm in jail.
Yes, I totally understand what you're feeling, brother, and I think what we can do is things like I'm doing now, things like you're doing now. We need to stand up and fight because this is a spiritual war, and this is what most people don't understand. We're fighting fucking evil, okay? This is real evil. These people are Luciferians. So you do what you gotta do. If you gotta talk to friends, call neighbors, just do it. Start your own YouTube channel, make a newspaper. Whatever you gotta do, if you just unlock one person's mind, you did your duty as an American, my friend.
Amen. I agree with you on that. It's a hard, daunting task, and that's why those of us that are awake, this is what we're here to do. Even if we reach one mind out of a million, that's what it takes. It starts then, and we'll reap the benefits in the future. But it's a daunting task because we're faced with countless idiots that people mock us and think we're stupid. But they don't realize that we're fighting for their freedom, fighting for their spiritualness as well. It's so difficult at times. But every time I see you, bro, I just got to say you give me strength, and you make me realize that there is a fight out there, and it's not just a landslide. So
well, thank you.
Brother, God bless you. Keep up the fight, man. And one way or another, we're going to leave our mark and make America what it should be. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate the call. No, brother, I gotta thank you because by your words right there give me strength. Give me strength to keep going every week because I know there are people out there who are listening and who do understand that our government has been taken over by a criminal element and we need to take our republic back. A lot of people don't understand that this is a republic as it states in the Pledge of Allegiance of the United States of America. I feel like stating it now. I pledge allegiance to this flag and this flag of the United States of America. Geez, I got a brain fart. I'm so hyped up. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. The republic, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And with that, when he was the gentleman on the phone was mentioning guns, I want to read a quote. The very atmosphere of firearms anywhere and everywhere restrains evil interference. They deserve a place of honor with all that's good. This quote is from George Washington, the greatest president that has ever lived. And it's just a great point right there. If every man is armed, it is difficult for evil to interfere. It just makes total sense. And it appears we have another phone call. So, let's get to it. Brother, you are on the air.
Yeah, well, hello. How you doing, man?
Hey, how are you, brother?
Yeah, you were off last week, right?
No, I was very live. I was off the week before, but I was live last week.
Yeah, they show a rerun on one of the other shows.
Yeah, that was the week before. I had to throw on a replay. That was fine. That was a very great show. I believe you called up on that show.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what's on your mind, brother?
Oh, well, yeah. Like I was saying before that, about Obama, he was disappointed because the Senate rejected the gun control and all that.
Oh, with his little Joe Biden, little sad, little crocodile tear. You put little Visine on, and I could probably find an onion and make myself cry too. Yeah, with his little tears that go the wrong direction.
Help with the problem though, but I think you still got a trick underneath the sleeve.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna keep coming no matter what because if the Americans are
to do it for the families that have been affected by gun violence and all that. That's his main thing.
Nah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because
people still gonna have guns regardless. If you get rid of guns, next thing they know, they'll be smuggling other things.
It's like drugs. The war on drugs, Steve. The drugs are still out there, Steve. So if we ban guns, you think the criminals are still not going to have guns? Okay? It doesn't make sense.
What's the difference that's going to make,
Obama's children has, I believe, 14 armed Secret Service agents that arm them when they go to school.
Yeah, now they're making bulletproof book bags now for their kids now when they go to school with the wake of Sandy Hook and all that. They're going overboard with that, man.
They're just preparing for civil unrest. The Department of Homeland Security is purchasing, I believe, 2 billion rounds at a time. These guys are preparing for war. I don't know against who, but it appears they're preparing for war against the American people.
Oh, yeah, the new Civil War, right? The Revolutionary War?
Some would call it the Second American Revolution. Yes.
Oh, okay. The commence of 1776, like Alex Jones says.
Yes, I believe if they do come and try to take the guns, like Alex Jones did say on Piers Morgan, 1776 will commence.
Commence again if you take our guns.
Yes, and
Because
this may be what these tyrants want. These scumbags, you know,
Yeah, of course, and
you
Piers
know,
Morgan is one of them, man.
the UN is
definitely a
totally
tyrant.
responsible for this. What else is on your mind,
Fine with
Steve?
the New World Order. You know, he's, I think, behind the scenes with the New World Order, though. I think he has a very powerful actor with it.
Who's this?
You know, Piers Morgan?
Oh, Piers Morgan is a hatchet man. He's awaiting the guy. I believe is awaiting criminal charges back in England, so they're hiding him over here. I don't know how the public, especially the people who watch CNN, are not aware that Piers Morgan is facing criminal charges in England for putting up fake photos of British soldiers supposedly torturing Iraqi citizens.
Yeah.
And the phone tapping scandal. This guy is a total... This guy's a scumbag.
Great man. He's an ingrate man.
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
All right. Any final points on your mind, brother?
Yeah, all these stations that, you know, that is funded by government and all that, we're getting the real corporate news. We're not getting alternative news. So Piers Morgan, he's on there. He's doing what he's paid to do.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. And
when Jesse Ventura was on there, telling him that he's very naive and that's the way it happened and all that, which is not the way it happened. You know?
How did it happen? Tell the audience.
Well, how did it happen is that your government has a big role in it. It's all false flag, you know?
That's right. They're totally funded, I tell you, Steve. Hey, brother, I appreciate the call, man.
Inside job.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Appreciate the call, brother. Man. All right, another great call from Steve. Wonderful call. Totally inside job. That Steve's is totally right. The bailout money, 2008. Most of that bailout money, a lot of that bailout money went to MSNBC, CNN, and Fox News. Why is the bailout money going to mainstream news organizations? Are they too big to fail as well? What about my news organization? I could use some bailout money. You know, I'm failing financially, somewhat. You know, I got to work like 4 jobs. Because Obama decides to raise the payroll tax. And that's a good thing, because now you're waking up my Democratic friends who told me I was crazy. But then they get a 4% raise this year, and then Obama raises the taxes, and their 4% raise turned to donut, 0. Thank you, Obama. Now you got a lot of Democratic liberals on my side. And that's me. I'm a Democratic liberal. I was raised a Democratic liberal, but now I'm a real liberal. I'm a constitutionist liberal. I'm a Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Constitution, a American loving liberal. Real. I get worked up. You know why? I love my country. All right? Don't doubt it. All right, let's go on to this next article. This is from Washington's blog. Report: U.S. government and NATO worked with bin Laden and his top lieutenant 3 months after 9/11. Yes. Former FBI translator Sybil Edmonds has been deemed credible by the Department of Justice Inspector General and several senators, and a coalition of prominent conservative and liberal groups. The ACLU described Edmonds as the most gagged person in the history of the United States. Basically, Sybil was a translator for the FBI, and she translated all these communications between the number 2 Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden, aka Tim Osman, which was his CIA American name, and Anwar al-Zawahiri, the number 3 or whatever the hell is it. Anyway, she translated these conversations, and she's basically saying that the United States government, at 3 months after 9/11, were communicating with Osama bin Laden and orchestrating domestic insurrection within Afghanistan. And a bunch of other points she brings up. You can go to Washington's blog, just Google that, and look that up. Or just look up Sybil Edmonds. She is the most gagged person in the history of the United States because she has all this information that basically proves that we fund Al-Qaeda. We fund Al-Qaeda. We created Al-Qaeda. We fund them, okay? So we can bring the heroin into the country, and that these banksters can make tons of billions of dollars off of, and ruin our neighborhoods with this drug use, and put our people in their jails that they own. The war on drugs is a fraud, people. Okay, we must legalize all drugs. I know it may sound ridiculous, but that's how you defeat the war on drugs. You make it illegal, it makes it popular. All the kids want to do it. Anyway, moving on. Next article. DHS whistleblower labeled domestic terrorist. Julia Davis was employed by the Department of Homeland Security and tasked with protecting our borders from incursion by terrorists. One day, she identified 23 people who may have been terrorists crossing the border into the U.S. She tried to alert her superiors, but by the intrusions, basically, her superiors were on a damn picnic, okay? And so she reported it to the FBI, and then they fired her for basically breaking chain of command, and now they call her a domestic terrorist. All right, we gotta put that last phone call through. We gotta move fast. Caller, you're on the air, really quick, 30 seconds. We're about to go off.
Hello. No. Okay, I'm just calling to say, good. You're doing good. Excellent. Last week's program was the best. So repeat it.
Oh, wow. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the call. Sorry, I got to let you go, but we are running out of time. Oh, look, 3 articles left. I don't think I'm going to get to one. Which one should I get to? All right. Task Force. All patients between ages of 15 and 65 should be tested for HIV because they want to stop the HIV epidemic. But what the mainstream is not telling you is that there is a cure for HIV. Google the Berlin patient. American man in Germany cured of AIDS. All right, people, we are out of time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. God bless America. God save the Constitution. And if you have received this transmission, then you are the resistance. Ah! Damn it. Citizens to blame our Second Amendment, essentially. You see, they're coming for the Second Amendment, and when they come for the second, they come for the first. They come for it all. They're coming for the fourth with the stop and frisk. So, you know, don't believe the hype about it is because of the Second Amendment that there is gun crime and drug violence in Mexico. The simple fact is that, I wish I had the internet access. You can just look up CIA jet crashes with 10 tons of cocaine for Mexico's drug violence because of all the illegal guns and gun smuggling. However, he did not mention the gun smuggling undertaken by his own administration under Department of Justice, Operation Fast and Furious. Yes, people, I encourage you to check your local search engines and just type in Operation Fast and Furious or Operation Gunwalker, and you can see that ATF agents let I don't know how many damn guns go into Mexico, and then they were later responsible for the deaths of Border Patrol agents and thousands of Mexican citizens. Okay? we bring in the drugs, okay? And then we selectively arrest our competition, the people and the cartels who do not pay the taxes to the CIA and the New World Order or the Federal Reserve, whatever you want to call these bastards who have this criminal element who has taken over our government. And it's time we take our republic back. This nation is a republic for which it stands. A republic. Not a democracy, people. Look it up. Anyway, moving on to good evening, my friends. We are live. This is Live Free or Die, alternative news media, only on your Manhattan Neighborhood Network, MNN.org. You can watch me live, worldwide, every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining me. I am your host, Eli King, and today we will be bringing you alternative news media. Not the scumbag, lame, lying pieces of garbage, mainstream, you know who they are, bought and paid for scum. All right, first article on the agenda. This is from Breitbart.com. Obama blames U.S. for gun crime in Mexico, but no mention of Fast and Furious. President Obama told the Mexican people today that the United States is partly to blame